Okay, it's Monday morning, January 25th. I'm back here on this job that I was here Friday. They sent me back out here. For those of you who don't know, I work for a company that I'm designated certain jobs on a given daily basis. I have to call them in the morning to find out where I go and what I'm doing. Each job consists of different, aspects of it. One day I might be doing a trim, another, the basic trim, hanging doors and baseboard and all that. And other times I might be doing stairwells or combination of both, or doing what we call a bump. The bump consists of when the house is almost finished. All the floors are in and everything, so we have to run shoe mold around the perimeter of the walls and cabinets and stuff, and put on the doorknobs and just tighten everything up, make it presentable for the finalized part of the house. So I'm going to try and give you the other part of this house. I gave you last Friday, I gave you the windowsills and the doors. I'm going to try and give you the baseboard and the crown molding. And I will probably have somebody working with me today, and we'll see if he wants to come in on the video with me. And he'll be doing the stairs, I believe. That may change up. He may want to do the trim part of it, and I do the stairs. Either way, it'll be good content for you, and we'll see what turns up when he gets here. All right, guys. I had said that I was going to do you a windowsill segment on the other house, and wound up being just too dark that day. It was rainy, and the video didn't come out very well, so I'm going to do it in this house. I'll just give you a rough briefing and show you what needs to be done, and maybe a small time-lapse film on my bench. But anyways, what I've got here is what I usually do when I measure up my windows is I take the overall measurement from the corner bead to corner bead. And in this case, it's 34 3/4 of an inch. Now, with these particular windowsills, we have a 2-inch overhang on each end. We do that in case they go with shutter blinds. And when they make the shutter blinds, they make them with a casing already on them and framed out. So when they put those in, the casing fits right on the ears of the windowsills. We find the 2 inches usually work out better. But if you're watching this, you're probably redoing some of yours or adding some to your house. Whatever you feel is comfortable. If you're not going to case them out, then just add whatever you want, 1.5 inch, just add that to the overall measurement from corner bead to corner bead. In this case, with my case, it's 2 inches. So it's 2 inches on each side. It's a total of 4 inches. So I have 34 3/4 plus another 4 inches. That's 38 3/4. I write that down on my board. That's my overall length of the board that I'm going to cut. Now, to get my depth between here and here, I measure from the window to the outside corner. So on my right side, I have 5 3/8 of an inch. So I write on my right side of my board 5 3/8 of an inch. I also look for the squareness of this. If it's square out of square this way, I just take my hammer and beat this in just a little bit. If it's out of square going in, then I make up that 1/8 of an inch or whatever it is. I add that to the inside measurement. So instead of 2 inches, I'll go 1 7/8 on the back side and 2 inches on the front side here. And now give me my angle. I'll show you in a minute. But and on the left side here, I have 5 1/4. So I'll write in my measurements 5 1/4. So this is what it looks like to be. This would be a number 4 window. 38 3/4 is the overall length. 5 1/4 on the left side. 5 7/16 on the right side. I know I said 3/8, but I get my windowsills down to the 1/16 of an inch. You might want to too. It makes for a better job. Now what that tells me is I know this is going to be a 2-inch ear. So when I make my cut, here for the magic of YouTube, I already have this one cut. So now I already know that this ear is 2 inches this way. So I make my 2-inch mark there. And then I know this measurement is 5 7/16. So I'm measuring from the back of the board towards the front, 5 3/8 of an inch, or 7/16. Now, when I make that mark, that tells me what's got to be cut out. And I do that on the left side, and I do it on the right side. Now, before I make this cut, I route out the face of it. Now, if you're replacing a window in your house, then try and match the route. If not, you can go with whatever route you want, whatever you like. In this house, and what we do for this builder is just a little chamfer. It's a little bevel edge. So, once I cut it all out, I fit it in, and this is the end result. Fits right in. Let's see here, see how tight that is? Now what I also do is when I make this measurement, I give it a little bit of an angle because the drywall here is a little bit of an angle. So instead of going on this measurement here, I might go, what was it? 5 1/4. And on this, over here, I'll go 5 3/16. It only needs about a 1/16 of an inch. So that when I make my mark, my pencil mark, I know it's a little bit at an angle, and that's what I cut out. So that it's tight to the wall. Nice and tight to the wall, all the way through. That's all caulkable. Now, on the skirts, we get a piece of casing underneath there that matches all the doors and everything. Well, how I get that is I measured whatever the full length measurement of the board was for the windowsill is what I cut for the casing. Now let's put you back up here. So when I put that in, it'll be exactly the same length on both ends, and just nail it off. When we nail this off, we make sure it's all level this way and it's level this way. Nice and level either way. You can pretty much do it by eye. Your eye doesn't really lie to you. So once I get that in, now I cut this at 15 degrees. 15 degrees is pretty close to, if you were to cut the end of this at a 45 and return it in and glue a little return piece like this. Let me get this closer here. That's a little glued in piece. Now if you were to do that, then that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But with the production houses, what we do is we cut this at 15 degrees, and what that does, it mimics that 45 return cut. So from a distance, it looks like it's returned. So it's simple. It's real easy, just a 15 degree cut, and nobody knows the difference really, just because you're really not right on top of it looking at it. You're seeing it from a distance, and your eye tells you, hey, that's like a 45 degree cut. That's it's a return. Looks like a return. So okay, that is pretty much what the windows consist of. You can do that to every window. Let me get this right. You can do that to every window. Go around, get all your measurements for all your windows the same way I just showed you. And then what you do is you number each one so you know which one is, because each measurement is going to be different. So when after you number each one, you got all your measurements on there, you route it, and then you notch your measurements out. You just cut them right out. You can use a circular saw. You'll see it in time lapse. I believe I put it in the time lapse. How to notch it out. I use a circular saw and a cut-all tool to get the inside corners. So it makes it nice, nice job. And you do that to each one, and then you take them to where each one belongs, pop it in, and you nail it off. Real simple. It's really not that hard. Now, when you come to a double window, let me show you what we got here. Double window is pretty much just like the single windows, but the only thing is you have this centerpiece right here. See, you got this centerpiece right here, and you have to notch out for the centerpiece. That piece right there, yeah, see, you have to notch out for the centerpiece here, and so that's really not hard to do either. What I do in that case is I get my overall measurement from outside casing all the way to this side, to this outside casing. I add 4 inches for the ears, 2 inches on either side. And then I make those marks. I make these marks on the board after I already cut the length. And I make these marks on my board. Then I bring this board back in and I put my windowsill against here where my mark, I'm putting my mark right on here. And then I pencil mark, I butt it up against here, and I pencil mark here and here, and I know what this distance is from back here to here. So all I have to do is notch that out, real easy. Just notch it out, cut it, and then you bring it back in, you notch out the ends, and you get a fit like this. It fits just like that, nice and tight. Yep, nice and tight. Well, these here, you gotta push them in, but yep. And that's the only difference with the double windows. Now, a rule of thumb, what we usually do is, if this is more than 6 or 7 inches, like about 10 inches or so, then, which some houses are, we make these into 2 separate window casing. 2 separate window sills. But if it's under 6 inches or 6 inches or less, then we make it all one window, okay, window sill. Okay? And it just makes for a nice looking job. That way, if they do go with the shutter blinds, that it has something to sit on top here. The casing does. So I'm gonna get you in the light here. Here we go. So that's pretty much what these windowsills consist of. They're really not rocket science. If you have any questions on them, just leave it in the comments. And maybe I can explain it in another video for you a little bit more in detail. But I think this is pretty much self-explanatory. So we'll add this to probably the baseboard on that job, because I did the baseboard at a different day and it was lighter the next day. So I got some pretty good footage of that baseboard over there. So I'll add this to that footage and put it all out in one video. All right, so I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Okay, this is where this 100-inch stick comes in play with baseboard. I put it tight to the corner and make my mark. And I do that on all the outside walls or any walls that are over 100 inches. This room might be a little dark for you. Turn this light on. I go ahead and mark all the walls. That way when I go to measure all my rooms, my 100 inches, the first 100 inches will always be marked. And this is Kevin. Say hi, Kevin.
Hi.
Now on this wall, anything's over 200 inches long, what I'll do is I'll put a full piece in here. I'll straight cut my end so we have a good splice. I'll put that piece in first, and then I'll, just like the crown molded, I'll measure that end piece, and that'll be the cut in. There and behind here, behind this drywall. Right along here, I'll put a full piece in, and then whatever's left will be a cut in. All right. So what is it you're doing here?
Huh?
What is it you're doing here? Explain to the peeps.
Putting a transition board from one skirt board into the other that is actually got to be cut back some more because we have to run base cap above this to plane out with the base. 1 3/4.
Yeah, while he's doing that, I'll show you, I'll explain that to you a little bit. Let me get a piece of this base cap here. This here is the top of the baseboard here. And what he's doing is he is notching all these skirt boards out because this will go on top of all the skirt boards all the way around. So when it comes back down, it'll meet with the baseboard. We'll 45 it in, so it'll look like the base cap runs all the way from here all the way up to the second floor. So. There you go. And then this will wrap all along the edges of it and come all the way down and then around like that. So Kevin is just like me. He does everything from stairs to baseboard. He does everything as far as the trim aspects, just like I do. We're about the only two in this company, aren't we, that
Can do anything.
that does everything, yeah. So, you know, well, are you going to use 1x for the bottom of your baseboard in here to
I put a bit
just regular baseboard? Yeah.
92.5 plus 2 inches, 94.5.
Yeah, this is pretty much a production home. It's not a really custom home, so it doesn't really get the attention as a custom home. I mean, it gets attention for the homeowner,
They
but
like to call it custom.
yeah. All right. Let's get some measurements here. Oh, what did I do with my measuring board? There it is. Seven and an eighth. Now with this here. What I'm doing here is I'm making a pencil mark so I know where to measure. That's the baseboard is flush here. Baseboard is flush here. So that will be my destination mark. Push back away. Yep, okay. We've done these trims quite often, so we pretty much know what this degree is here on this wall. It's a 22.5 degrees. 21 3/4. I forgot to make my 100-inch mark on this wall. So this one here, I'll just have to pull the tape. It'll be 122 1/4. 24 1/16. And I do like to get down to the 1/16 of an inch. That way it makes for nice tight corners there in 64. Okay, here's my first 100-inch mark. Here's the mark that I made, just like the crown molding, full measurement. It's 54 7/16, so plus 100, 154 7/16. On here, it's 43 13/16, so plus 100, 143 13/16. We'll check on that, measure twice, cut once. Yep, 143 13/16. And you have one hiding behind the door here. About 13/16. What I usually like to do with this one is I like to cut it at 45, and cut this one at a 45, and then down there on my bench after I cut it, I glue this one onto this one. So when I put this one in, it's already on there, and I don't have to worry about nailing it or anything. It'll already be secured by being glued onto the other one. So I use a hot glue gun for that. Now for my closet here, there's only like 5 pieces, so I break up each room by these double lines here so I know my measurements. This is for the main room, this is for the closet. First one, 2 inches. Next one, 19 5/8. Clean this corner out a little bit. Find it easier to do it now than when you've got an armful baseboard. Just clean the corners out while you're here. Just like the windowsills. I clean all the windowsills out while I'm measuring them. Okay, 60 1/4. $19 3/8. And the last one, 2 1/8. Okay, next room. Now, I know some people when they make their marks, when they measure their rooms, that they write on their board, like a left side straight cut, you know, an S for straight cut, and a C for cope, you know, because we cope our baseboard. I'll show you that technique here in a minute if you're not familiar with it. And then, they'll say 22, like the measurement that I know that it's a 22 mark. A lot of people will say, well, you know, mark down 22 1/2 and then 45. That tells them what that piece, you know, what that piece does. Me, I pretty much have a photogenic memory when it comes to that. In my mind, when I'm making my cuts, my mind is following that room, you know, the walls of that room, the same way that I made my measurements. And in my mind, I know what that room does. So I know which cut is which. Not everybody can do that, but if you train yourself enough, you can. Okay, 43 7/8 plus 100. 143 7/8. Next cut. 55 7/8. 155 and 7/8. Next one, 32 and 1/8. 132 and 1/8. It's getting tough, getting old. It's easy to get down, but it's hard to get back up. This one here is 16 inches. Seventeen and a half. 12. And the last one for the main room, 19 and an 8. Now for the closet. $16. 23 and a quarter. $93 and 7/8. $23 and an 8. 12 and 5/8. Okay, that concludes this room. All right, let's go down and cut this. Bring these two rooms up. And then we'll measure the master bedroom. And once we get that all cut and spread out, then all we'll have left up here is the main body and the laundry room. And I cut this at 45, so it fits right in this groove, and it holds my placing, and all my measurements are right there. Oops. I didn't take my crown stops off yet. Okay, I put everything away. When I'm done using it, that way I know exactly where it is every time. I always put it back in the same exact spot, and that way I never lose it. Now by coping is what I have to do is I have to cut all this wood out. I cut it at a 45. This is my overall measurement on this fine point here. And I have to cut all this out right here. All the way to this point here. So when this piece meets to here, it fits in properly. All this needs to be cut out. So what I do is I'll cut it at 45 and then I'll cut all the way to this point right here. Straight, so I use my saw for that for a nice straight cut. Yeah, right to that point. With my saw, it's a nice straight cut. So then all I have to do is cope this out. It makes it easier. I stand it up against my fence, so I have a nice backer there. And there we go. Now when you put your piece of baseboard on there, see how nice and clean and tight that is? Nice and clean and tight. That's the way it looks like after you install it. Alright. $64. I'm going to cut my last piece out of this one. 13/16. This is the one that's going to be behind the door. Well, I'll have it when I need it. Okay, now for my first long piece. 154 7/16. Nice straight cut. And then poke it out. Voila. It's that simple. It's good to get your cut pile going in the same direction that you're going to cut it. The base cap's to the top, so you don't want your base cap. So all I have to do is just pull it off. You don't have to flip it around every piece, because that's a lot of pieces to flip around. Okay, next measurement. 143 13/16. Okay, 13/16. Now this is the one I'm going to cut the other end too. The first one I'll do is I'll go ahead and coat this end. And this is the end I'm going to go ahead and 45 so I can glue that other piece on. This is the part that goes behind the door. And then this piece here, I glue right on here with some hot glue. Because if you go to nail this little tiny piece in behind the door, it'll split in between here. It's a real booger. Then you have to run all the way back downstairs, cut another one, put it in. It's just so much easier to 45 these two pieces and glue them together. You don't ever have to worry about it again. Alright, that concludes the main room. Seems I can only carry that much up at one time. I'll go ahead and carry this up. This might even be 2 trips. I have to go around the stairwell. Well, we'll see. See if I can make it. Go. Yeah. Come on. Gotta get around this corner and I'll be good. Get around this corner. There we go. Yeah. It was a tight corner. Okay, let's see if this all fits. Spread it out here a little bit. So here's the 22 and butt cup. This one here's the 22 for there. This one here's the 22 for there. This one here's the 45 for there. This one's the straight cut, This one goes here. This one goes here. Goes here, and this one goes here. Okay, let's see what we got here. I can stand this one up. Oh, someone forgot to clean out the corner. You guys forgot to clean the corner out. Why'd you do that? Now I gotta clean it out. There we go. So, yeah, nice and clean. Oh, you guys forgot to clean this corner out too. See how nice clean that corner is? Oops. This piece in behind my hose. There we go. Just like that. And you guys are slacking on these corners. Okay. Let's go down and get the closet. I didn't cut the closet yet, huh? Oh well. Two. All right. 19.5/8. Since there's two different measurements here, I will mark this one. This is the right side, the other one's the left side. Okay. Let's go see if it fits. I should have taken a picture of you, a video of you cutting that. Should have taken a video of you cutting that. You cutting another one?
Okay. 2 or 3 more.
Want a 2x4 for her? This is what he's getting.
Oh.
And this is the piece that goes on top of the skirt boards. The only thing that he does differently that I do is he square butts his. I 45 mine. But it doesn't matter because that all gets puttied and sanded and it all disappears anyways. There's no right way or wrong way on these production homes. The end result is what you're looking for. See, this is the right one. This is the, oh, look at that. I wrote down the wrong measurement. My dyslexia. It's 69. I wrote it down as 60. 69 and 3/8. Let's go make that correct. Let's go down and cut another piece. See, it's important that you make sure, double check everything that you do. Because now I gotta run all the way back down the stairs again. Recut this piece. Run all the way back up the stairs. It gets tiring at the end of the day if you make too many bad cuts. Alright, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and nail off this one room and then I'll shut you off and get to work. Knock the rest of this out and I'll bring you back when everything's done. I think you got the idea of it now. See, now it's a nice tight corner. Now for the left one. Nice tight corner. Look at that. Go ahead and nail off this. Bring this ladder down with me. So I don't need this ladder up here anymore. Always make sure you got nails with you. I don't know how many times I've said that. Because when you get down on the floor, that means you got to get back up if you don't have any with you. See, here's a stud right here. I know because these this is where the drywall screws are, so I just follow that straight down, nail it. Closet's done. Reveal on that closet door is still good. The window's still on here. Yeah, look at how nice and tight that corner is. Now there's a bathroom behind this wall and a bathtub. So I don't know, I don't remember what side the piping is in, either this side or the other side. But if you nail in the studs, you know that you'll be all right, that you won't be shooting into any water lines. Okay. There we go. Gonna get this windowsill nailed off. Same reveal here to here, all the way across. There we go. One room completely nailed off, cut and nailed off. All right. All right, well, this concludes this portion of it. I'll bring you into something else if it arises. I'm going to finish the rest of this house because I have only a half a day left to do the rest of this baseboard in this house, so I can't do that while I have you guys on me. So I'm going to knock this out and then I'll bring you in at the end of the day and have a conclusion. All right, see you then. All right, well, this concludes another day. Say bye to Kevin.
Later.
So I'm going to walk you around here, show you what it looks like. This is the AC closet here. Yeah. This is what they get for production home. Alright. This is where we started at. This is where the end of the film is. Everything gets, this is what we're talking about, that base cap on top of the skirt boards here. It carries all the way up. It comes from the baseboard. That wraps all the way around. It comes around and it goes all the way up the skirt board. And it goes all the way back upstairs. It's all the way up. Yep, and it joins in. Carries all the way back on up and ties right back into the baseboard. Carries around the house. So once it gets all caulked and painted, It looks like one solid piece. Here's a crown. And here's these double doors. See if the gap is still good. Yeah, look at that. The gap is still good from top to bottom. Yeah, and all the way around it. Yep, everything's done. These production homes, with one person, it takes 2 days. That's why I was here Friday and today. Kevin helped me out. He did the stairs today. Or normally I would have to probably come back for another half a day to do the stairs tomorrow, maybe 3/4 of a day. But I had help with Kevin. So, and this here gets a oak handrail, but they didn't send it with this shipment. So we'll have to get it after it's all painted and carpets in, and when we do what they call the bump, when we put the shoe mold in and put all the locks on, we'll put this handrail on. Then the painters will have to come back and stain it. But yep, everything's all complete on this one. So we'll call this as a conclusion on another project. And you got to meet one of my colleagues, which was pretty rare because I usually work by myself. And yeah, you get a chance to meet him, and probably you'll have a chance to run into him again. Now that I know that he's okay with being on camera and everything. And I already talked to him. There's a little something that we might be doing. Aside from doing this trim stuff, we might do a little, almost like a podcast thing, where we started out and discuss things about the trim world, about our lives, and the goings on around our lives, what's going on out in the world. And I came up with a name for it, and I guess you'll have to wait on that one when we finally sit down and start it. I'll give you the name of what it'll be called. Maybe there'll be an introduction, but otherwise, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, like the video and everything. That helps me out. And subscribe and click the little notification bell so that next video that I put out, you'll be able to be notified when I have a new video out, and you'll be able to catch it on YouTube. But please subscribe. And again, if you're watching, thank you very much. If it wasn't for you, it wouldn't be inspiring me enough to do this for you. And I'm going to try and come up with more content, better content, as I go on. So as that progresses, I will hope to see you. Boy, it's getting dark in here. Okay, there we go. Hopefully it'll get better. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Have a nice day.